I swear, being around anyone nowadays, I mean, except for if it's like I mean, even like sometimes my family members, like, and I know it's natural to, you know, argue and, go through stuff, which, facing adversity is what's going to make you stronger and, you know, slowly build up the best version of yourself. But I swear, like, me focusing on myself, like, I'm focusing on philosophy and, uh, mainly because I feel like my mental state is it's healthy, but it's not. There's certain perspectives that I struggle with, like, um, what kind of person people perceive me as. Um, why do they, you know, act like this in this way? Like, why do they act in this manner? Like, what is their mean about them? Their um, what these are just my thoughts. Like, what are the things that are in their daily like routine that is not healthy that I can tell because the way they act towards people, it's always like joking in a negative way and manner, and you can tell like there's always got to be an excuse on why. Oh, like um, I'm not. There's always got to be an excuse for like I'm not, I can't do that because I can't. That's not possible for me because I got to do this. And then, you know what? On top of that, I mean, even like people that are, good people. I mean, sometimes you can tell deep inside, like when you talk to them, have a that's the other thing I'm going to talk about is deep conversation. But you can tell deep inside that they, um, they're, you know, they're really struggling. But they're struggling, but it's almost as if you gotta they're struggling, but you can tell they're struggling because of the way they respond to someone trying to, influence them to keep the positive mindset, even though it is insanely hard in society nowadays. We got all this AI technology, phones, so it's hard to stay on just one path and not get distracted. Like I even made up a quote and I said, uh, shine the light on the path that you believe that you're destined to go down. Everything else that's in the shadows, leave it be. I don't think that's how exactly as I wrote it, but I mean I have my journal here. I can go and look at it. But I do what Marcus Aurelius did. Or it, he would have a journal, he would journal every single day. I think it was every single, I don't know if it was morning and night, it probably was. But I know that Seneca, he wouldn't journal the, until like late dawn. So the, he would get the whole, he would look at like, I guess you could say the big picture or no, reflect on what he did in that day and where and what and his weaknesses and strengths, where what did he benefit from what he did that day? What did he do that you got to recognize the smallest things. That's what I write down, the smallest things. I literally feel gut instinct. I write down the things that negatively affect me and make sure that I'm not um, I'm cutting them off and uh, resisting even like whatever action that may be that's um, affecting you in a negative way, like your actions. So I make sure to write down everything. I mean, I even told my barber that when I got my hair cut and everything like that. Um, but hold on, I gotta let my dog in. Um, but 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 you can tell from the sigh I just had. I just it's been difficult, but I'm embracing the struggle because you know I know I'm out of this. I've been realizing I've been growing my vocabulary, my grammar, the way I speak is more fluent. I'm letting my um, natural instincts come out of me verbally and expressing my emotions openly to people because that's the healthiest way to really find yourself. And it's this is all in the way I've like I said what's influenced me to act in this way is Stoic philosophy, but making sure I struggle with consistency. And if anyone can relate out there, um, consistency is the thing the hardest to do is you know getting up in the morning. I swear it is the hardest. The thing I do, I'll go on YouTube, look up most powerful words Jesus has ever spoke, or words of Jesus, and it really puts me in that fluent, consistent, you know, routine of, even though this is this road, this path is going to have its ups and downs. The harder the climb, the greater the reward. Which obviously I'm not, um, you know, um, what's the word? I'm not expecting a literal reward. Like, here you go. Like, no, the reward is the um, the the reward is emotionally. You become emotionally more stable, more with it, balance. You find a balance. You find your own routine, and with routine that comes previous to that. That comes with a plan. So planning a routine now. I didn't do it yesterday because I actually had to get dental work done on my teeth. But I wake up. I try to not look at my phone for. But the only time I look at my phone is if it's time. Like, what time is it? Uh, what if I got any message from anyone, like, family wise, just in case, everything's all right. Everyone is which everyone, you know what I mean? Just like emergency, like, so you know what I mean? But, yeah, I really I try to challenge myself every single day, but I realize I gotta make sure I give myself a break sometimes. But also, I'm aware that making sure that I'm aware that I'm not trying to do multiple things at once, like multitask. Like, I got to make sure I'm focusing on one thing at a time. There's no way you can multitask and then understand one of each of whatever you're multitasking at on, like it's like second nature. You'll remember everything you multitask. There's no way you'll crisscross both of those and mix those up, and you're like, oh wait, that's this, and then that's actually that, my bad. And I struggle with that as well. But I find that just taking each day at a time, sticking to a routine a new routine that's healthy. Um, a quote from Marcus Aurelius is, uh, "Be strict with yourself." I think I have it. I don't think I have it written down, but it's like, be strict with yourself. But I forget the other. But I'll just basically like say it, and like, I'm not saying it's. I'm just saying it. Here's what he's saying, but I don't know the other part of the other, like after the comma, what he says. But he says, be strict with yourself. But he's basically what he's saying also with, in life. There's also a quote from, I think, Seneca. He said, let things, let things, what's gonna happen to you, don't don't think, don't always want, things are not always gonna go your way. Let them come as they should, because then because us as a society, anxiety and um, being overwhelmed is at an all-time high. And I think the best way, you gotta really, Marcus Aurelius even said, we're gonna have anxiety regardless of, not saying we're gonna have it like every day, but you gotta take that anxiety and vent it out, even vent it out to people, like talk to people, but in a situation, vent it out and accept that you're not the only one with this issue. Like, everyone's gonna have anxiety, but we all express it in our own ways. We're all developed differently, and built differently, but we should express, and um, we let out our anxiety in different ways, in like different situations. What situations does anxiety bring on? What brings on? But I think the best way, like Jesse Eisenberg said, he's an actor, director and writer. I just watched a video where he's like, I take that anxiety. I think he got it from, like a director. He said, he's like, take that, or no, he said it. He's like, take that. You almost have to, almost as if you have to take that anxiety, and you have to embrace the anxiety, take it, and almost like kind of like push it through, but lead it through to in healthy in a healthy manner. Like, almost like take that anxiety. You're like, okay, take a slight deep breath, pause. It gets natural to feel that way. There's a reason, because it's showing that you care. Vent it out. Like, almost you have to put it towards something that's going to impact you in a healthy way. So, and that, keeping that consistent, not doing that just one day, like, okay, I feel much better. Keep in mind that you're going to constantly have anxiety, but making sure that you're embracing and enhancing your anxiety in a healthy way, and making sure you're leading it to in a healthy way. Don't go like, oh, have a panic attack, and be like, don't like try to avoid it and like do something that'll comfort you, because comfort it's another quote from Marcus Aurelius, comfort leads to weakness. Like me now, I almost have like a panic attack when I get too comfortable. Like, I hate it, because I know it's not gonna benefit me. Yeah, it makes me feel good, but it's because it was like a familiar behavior, familiar, like whatever you're watching, familiar like routine that you used to have. But you gotta think back, like, I used to do that. What have I gained from that? Nothing. So therefore, you must change. Like everything, like a quote, like it's probably from a quote from another Stoic philosopher. If there is no change being made to your routine or yourself, you will not change as a person mentally. I mean, anyone can change, obviously, physically. They think going to the gym is going to just automatically, change my mindset. Yeah, you can be mentally healthy, but it's like how Jesus said, there's a house on the hill, and it's, you can see it. You can see it everywhere because it's on a hill. But then, what the quote I'm about to say, he's like, you put a lamp, you put a bowl over a lamp. Uh, um, you cut like you cover the lamp up with a bowl. You're not, and you keep that inside. You keep that part of you and that light in you, that healthy part of you inside, and not really like, you know, let it out and express yourself, and put it towards something that you actually care for, or um, you know, will get you at least somewhere, make some progress. But then the other part was, if you take the bowl off the light and let it shine, it lights up the whole room. It's not exactly how it's said, but you get the whole concept of it, or the idea of it. But anyway, just telling you how my life's been, and just keeping a consistent routine. Like I said, I go for a walk in the morning. Don't look at my phone the whole time. Like I said, didn't do it. I haven't been doing it. I hadn't do it the past 2 days because I have epilepsy, so the heat gets to me. So if I do, I go on short walks. But it helps you. You do that when you're overwhelmed with. You're healthy when you want to do all these things, but the reason you're overwhelmed is like, should I do this first? Should I do this, that? You just like gotta pick one, kind of like I said in my other video, like my 2 videos back. You have to just pick one and go down it and go on the narrow path, like Jesus said. Trying to find, and then also, and there's it's not, I don't know if it's a quote from him, but it's from the, talking about Søren Kierkegaard, the philosopher, who's also, like, he said he's going to school for be a theologist, but but like the introduction of it, I'm assuming it's by him. I think it's by him. Just, you can tell my mind's a little messy sometimes, but he said the requirement is that at least one have the conception of God. It says the more conception of God, the more self, and vice versa. So like the more you are more aware of, God is, be aware of the opportunities that he's laying out in front of you. You just have to be aware, of, you do your thing. Don't overwhelm yourself. God will get you to wherever you need to be. You just have to, believe and fully commit yourself to what you are doing, and know with, don't worry about tomorrow. Let tomorrow worry about itself. Don't go over your limit. You know what I mean? But I know it's not explaining the best way, but also when you are like this, like me, you don't really have many friends, which, in society nowadays, honestly, I do not want. It only holds you back. It only puts you back into that despair. You think there's hope, but at the same time, but then you think there's going to be you know, you have hope, but at the same time, you think that you're not going to get anywhere regardless. So, anyway, um, yeah, it's just, it's tough, but have faith and um, keep pushing.